Hello and welcome, ladies and gents, back to ESL Challenger League. We're about to get underway to map number 1 of our game. Here's K23 taking on HEET on HEET's map pick of Nuke. K23 starts on the CT side.
Yes, absolutely. I think they'll be maybe happy to be there. As the major has panned out, we've seen T sides look pretty prominent, so perhaps they've been learning a thing or two. But there is, at the very least, we feel this psychological aspect to starting on the CT side. There's maybe a little less pressure on you, but obviously you got to know how to play the map in its entirety. Either way, mollies, flashes, all ringing in, and it's all a bit of a ruse as they're going down towards B. So here we are. Heat have worked on this pistol quite clearly, Neo.
I like this. Smoke will come through. Should give them a safe cross for just a standard plant behind the site, right? Bomb will go down. Post plant to be set up. 5 versus 5. Not a single bit of damage being dealt so far, so I say. Afro will kickstart things.
Indeed he does, and Jocko, he will match up as well. Trade comes back through here, and looking pretty weird out towards the ramp. This is all going pear-shaped for the T side. It's only down to Jax now. He's got 2 to deal with from there, but yeah, I was going to say, surely there's a flank coming through, and Klax will take his head from the back. That's very, very strange. Heat looked brilliant to kick off, but they just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, a bit of a capitulation there, I've got to say. It started so well. You see the opening 2 kills go their way, 5 versus 3. Post plant's looking fantastic, and it crumbles. And that's a kind of a classic case of kind of why we've yet to see Heat really, I guess, bridge the gap in towards tier 1, despite the caliber of players they've got. It's rookie errors that creep into their playstyle that make things so difficult for them. And it really paid in dividends there. K23, credit to them. Look down now for the count, but they made it work. First round for them. On the CT side, very important because it means that they can challenge the economy too, where for Heat, bomb plant does give them a bye.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just all about that composure, really, for the CT side.
Yeah.
And not panicking that, you know, a super fast bomb plant's come in. So, really solid stuff. Of course, though, like you say, with the bomb plant, the buy here from Heat is pretty formidable. So, got to watch themselves on the CT side that they don't get a bit silly here. Nice find from X5, though, on that FAMAS. That's the bomb as well. Tag comes through, although Schematic will have to back off. Body, I think, might just have been spotted there. Looks like it, doesn't it? However, he's still going to win his fight out, so this is a bit weird and problematic, to be honest. The one big thing is that, you know, the side runs very low on HP and now players. How's he won that one?
Afro falling, that really just changed things. I mean, Schematic was going to be able to find here. Body will fall, leaving Jax all alone. Bomb in hand, it's a 1 versus 3. HP slim, and the fighter, the youngster, the new blood in towards K23 has got a very good angle. The second he has any sort of information, should be a clean swing. And, well, second on the board for K23. I think we had a lot of question marks about this side, but they seem to have come out kicking and screaming on all cylinders. Jax will fall, 3 men alive once again. And for K23, they extend their lead to 2 rounds. I mean, I think, again, for Heat, in a really good position, things started well, and it fell apart. And I think, you know, there's a couple of question marks for us about how this K23 roster now goes ahead, right? I think, you know, that youngster Defizer coming in, it does beg the question of who's now calling as well for K23. But so far, on their opponent's back pig, looks pretty good.
It's definitely been a weird, God, I'd say even couple years, right? Obviously, you had Mo and Adren in this roster. I think that they are going to leave a pretty big void, at least in terms of the experience and how to rebuild a team and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, did get a bit difficult for them, I think, after that sort of left. So, I'll be real. Over the COVID period, I didn't cast them a lot, actually. One of the teams that I seem to weirdly avoid for whatever reason. So, you know, I think that there is, again, a lot of question marks around this team. I think for a lot of people as well, actually, to be honest with you, because the names that they're plucking up are a little bit unknown, especially now that we've started to get, you know, the Academy League in and things like that. So certainly a curious one, you know, in terms of where you field your talent from in that CIS region. But they seem to have a bit of an endless pool of it. Obviously, us back on camera here, unfortunately, I think we've got kind of a tech pause coming in.
Yeah,
but,
just a small one, hopefully.
Shouldn't be too long. Yes,
exactly,
touch wood.
Exactly. I've got to say, though, a bit of a surprise to me. Something that I wasn't really too sure about. They got Killmatic playing. Now, Killmatic, if I'm right in saying, was the player who played for Webster's, who are a side who came through the CIS. They're putting up good performances. I gotta say, personally, I haven't had a chance to cast them, but I've been, you know, hearing the name crop up, and as someone who kind of really dabbles into kind of tier 2 and tier 3 CS quite consistently, Webster's kept cropping up in the fray for me as a side who were causing a lot of problems. I had no idea that he was even playing with K23. So there's definitely been some serious changes. We already mentioned kind of Finnegan stepping out leaves a gap for K23 in terms of who plays the IGL role. And it's actually one I still don't really have an answer for. I'm really not too sure. Apparently, Ryden did some second calling in previous teams, but I can't give you a secure answer, so I have no idea. But Kilmatic coming in too is also a bit of a shock to me. I mean, I think he was on Webster's for a while, and that's kind of the only real team that was kind of notable for him. But he's another youngster who's kind of just been climbing the ranks through the CIS scene, been putting up some good performances. So K23, credit to them. They've gone for a full rebuild in a sense of they're bringing youngsters out of nowhere. Defies never played on an HLTV team prior to K23, and now Kilmatic is a very little proper experience, especially kind of tier 3 and above. Hey, they're plucking out some diamonds in the rough, but so far in the opening 2 rounds, seems so good.
Yeah. It's not going too bad at all, and I think getting off to that strong start for this team is what we wanted to see a little bit of coming into their opponent's map pick and everything, right? So I think they certainly needed that small kick. We'll see how long it lasts for them and whether they're able to come back. But yeah, I'm definitely curious.
You do get a little bit concerned as well, right? This is Heat's map pick. We know it's a map in which Heat are pretty decent on, and it's their kind of second most map played or third. I mean, Dust 2's their go-to, and then Nuke's normally one of those ones they like to float towards the end. So for them already, for Heat, you get a little bit concerned. They're not looking too hot on their map pick, and with kind of the inconsistencies that kind of play K23 at the moment and the massive changes they're going through, if this was going to be a 2-0, it looked more favourable towards the French side. But if this is the kind of form we're seeing in K23 where it's just lights out, pedal to the metal, getting in their faces, not allowing Heat to set up, especially in terms of post-bonds too, we could see a completely different story that we really didn't anticipate at all.
Yeah, I mean, look, early days, early doors, right, and all that kind of stuff. I think it's certainly, again, maybe more so for Heat, you have this weird sort of mini advantage where no one really knows what kind of team you're going to field, at least in its entirety, so you can maybe use that surprise factor initially, right? How does this guy like to play? How does this what position does he even play? You know what I mean? Like these types of things are big questions. But we are back into the action here. Unfortunately, we're back into a round that's probably not going to have too much in it. Just a deagle out for Jax by the looks of things. So you would expect it goes the way of K23 pretty easily. But yeah, I'm really curious. This Kilmatic guy, it seems like I was just having a bit of a check on the facts and everything. And he only left Webster's last month, which is as of yesterday. So it's not like it was all that long ago. So we'll see what kind of impact he's able to bring. At the minute, sat on that USP. So he's wanting to build up the cash for the big green.
Yeah, especially they're walking towards that MP9, right? The Pfizer should be able to park up at least a decent amount of money. Kilmatic, not too fast for now. I mean, as you mentioned, this round does have a lot of precedent behind it, unless it does go the way of Heat, which would be unlikely, but would be a massive turn of events. For now, just standard, slow, towards our side.
Yeah, maybe just sending the feelers out there. Run boost spotted. First frag in, and they will continue to come through. They haven't managed to get that bomb down. Whether it makes it... Oh! Whoa! Oh, God. Hold on. Jocko's just gunning it, mate. He's just going for the plant. No, denied. Love that, though. Gotta respect it. I mean, that is definitely the only goal, the only little objective you can pull off.
In those sort of rounds, I respect the effort of just playing the objective. Just simple one-track mind there, get the bomb down. And that's actually really how you should play those sort of rounds where you've lost your force by, right? So you have to guarantee a bomb down if you want any sort of economy in a more stable sense long-term going in their favor. They don't get it, doesn't matter. They do have a buy heading in towards round number 4, but it's a similar scenario where it's kind of full buy-in, failed to convert, leaves them back to an eco, rinse and repeat. And on T-side Nuke, that's a horrible scenario to get yourself stuck in.
Okay. Certainly one way to open things. Body catches a raging, trying to get through that smoke. Nothing above it here for Kilmatic, unfortunately. So a nice little opener for the in-game leader of Heat. And it looks like they will just move with it, right? Making their way down secret for a B hit.
They've got the space. Dropping in towards secret. Their numbers with them as well. For exercise as well, even just being a bit of a nuisance towards lobby is a huge thing. He catches players in rotation, can deny a bit of that transition into kind of flanking through ramp. It's a lot of strength in just that one position, parking up. For now, though, slow-tempered, minute on the clock. For Heat, they know they don't need to do anything too overzealous because they've got the numbers, they've got the time, and they've got the bomb. Everything's in their favor.
Yeah, K23 still really guessing about this one. Pfizer gaining a bit of information himself. Of course, X5 kind of down there. It's very quiet at the moment on Nuke. Here we go, though. Bit of spam coming through. Those bullets are close, but not quite on. Body's taking a little tag. The Pfizer wins out that fight. Clax finishes off Body. X5 has managed to creep his way into a fantastic spot here. Here's Decon go. And that should seal the deal, to be honest with you. His teammates are now in to help out. And Jocko somehow has found himself alone. I am so baffled that we made it here. It looks so great for Heat. But again, they just, in these, late round moments, are really struggling.
How has this crumbled? I mean, how has this fallen to now being Jocko in a 1 versus 4 turn, 1 versus 3 with now 25 points of HP, and he'll die after time as well. What is happening to Heat? Again, rookie error is so costly for them. A 4 versus 5, they've got all the space down towards Secret. They've more or less got to just play the numbers game over towards the B side, right? Just play trades, but it doesn't happen. They isolate the fights. They allow K23 to walk away with too many... Well, I guess Angel is probably the best way to put it, and it really plays into the CT side's favor. 4-0 start, and exactly as I alluded to heading into his round number 4, if that one falls, if it fails, they're back into that brutal cycle of kind of full buy-in, fail to convert, rinse and repeat, and it's Body left on a hero AK into round number 5 to try and find any salvation.
Yeah, look, man, we're only a few rounds in, right? But I think that, what we're both getting at is we've got a fair amount of tenure watching this level of game, and you can just see Heat are not on that same clean page that K23 are. At these types of rounds, these are very fresh. We'll see what happens here, of course. Killmatic. Okay. Hello, sir. That is one way to enter your way into Challenger League. His first season and very, very green on this team. Still wet behind the ears, but he looks pretty damn good there from the back of ramp, doesn't he? Goodness gracious. Body will continue to frag, but I don't think it's going to matter.
When I saw Killmatics in the server, I gotta say, there's a couple of question marks for me. How are they gonna fare without exit power? Seems they're doing alright. Speaking of, though, Afro, cracker of a shot towards the Pfizer. Definitely room in which this works, because low HP over towards Killmatic opens the door for a 1 versus 1 scenario, and potentially an ult picked up too. He's gonna pick himself up an AK-47. Pop shot will come through, missed though. Is he aware of the flank? He is, but is he gonna find it? The answer's gonna be no. Clax will see it off, but that got close, way too close for comfort.
Yeah. And at the very least, right, there was maybe a world Body finds an opening pick. You should overwhelm that up. You definitely should. But you've still gone in with your initial objective of doing some damage and, getting a return on this purchase that you've made, especially that hero AK, and they did that. So, they can kind of be satisfied with that in the interim, but going to need to start getting some rounds on the board for me. K23 really picking up speed.
Oh, for now. I'm concerned, but I think there's still room for Heat to work with. I see them starting to come alive. Afro's going to pick himself up an AWP, which is huge. He needs to contest Killmatic. If he finds success like he did in the previous round, they're going to be in trouble. But now, just a spam.
Yeah, not too much coming. I mean, again, I think there's a lot of pressure on both teams at the moment. Heat need their first, and K23 do not want to drop a round, and they are certainly playing to that tune. 5-on-3 very quickly, and again, easy open as it looks like, man. Jax is going to get his way flashed in. Probably goes down there. He does indeed. Killmatic has got that every day of the week. And Heat just cannot match. Like, this pound-for-pound battle right now is looking pretty one-sided.
It's simple CSGO, isn't it? It's very, very simple. We're not really seeing anything too special from K23. They've got the crossfire set up. They've got the map control. They're not losing it. Simple, effective, and it's working. All left down to 1. Tackle come through towards Afro, left down on 17 points of HP. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, it doesn't really matter if they go 100. It's not exactly the end of the world if they leave it staying alive. What happened? Flawless round, 6-0 for K23. Now, I've got to say, coming in towards Nuke, a map in which we've seen Heat play quite consistently, especially when we look toward kind of the recent events of the Open RMR, when they're kind of making their qualification through. They floated this map so consistently and were more than happy to play it when it got to kind of, the HLTV stage against some of the bigger name sides. And they are seriously struggling right now. At 6-0, of course, you can take into towards the argument of, Nuke, one of the more CT-sided maps. In fact, it's statistically the second most CT-sided map in the pool after Ancient. Even still, though, this has been a poor start from Heat.
Yeah. And again, it's the way the rounds unravel. The scoreline is one thing, and you can recover this. You can indeed bring it back. They could even take the lead moving into that second half. But the way in which the rounds have played out, for me, we'll see here, though, on the half bye. Agent's got the angle. Smoke's, of course, going to sprint over a little bit, but he could do some damage here. A little, I think, one bullet landing. He was blinded in the mid portion, but he's seen all that happen, right? Is the big thing. And, you know, he's got this info down. Nade, again, going to make it through, but, you know, it does some damage a little bit late. So is the run through, but how? How has Defizer found 3 there, man? He looks so out of place. That's unbelievable. Killmatic's got his back, and now Afro, who is that lurking presence up top, once again finds himself alone against 5. And he cannot get it done. But, yeah, okay. We got some of these newer names really showing off here and putting their money where their mouth certainly is. Killmatic yet to die, bro.
Wow. I mean, these youngsters who have come in towards this K23, they are quite literally breathing a kind of a new lease of life in this side of the scene. I think for me, I was quite concerned about when you look towards the early portion of 2022, even the last portion of 2021, K23 seriously dropped off in form. And there was the other argument that, you know, how does this side fare about Exipower? When you look statistically speaking, Exipower was the guy. He was the firepower. He was the fragger. He was the win factor at times for K23. And when I saw him get transfer listed, I got to say I was, you know, very concerned about what K23 are going to be able to do. I think they're doing all right. The Pfizer, this youngster who's coming towards a side who I don't think many people outside of his maybe domestic scene will have too much of an idea about. At just 17 years of age, is putting up a monster performance, playing well above his years. And, of course, on the other side, too, as you mentioned, Killmatic, 12-0. He's yet to die. What a start for these guys, 7-0. Heat are asleep at the wheel right now. X hasn't even got a kill yet.
Yeah, this is wild. This is wild now. It is starting to get into crazy territory. K23. It is impressive. The big question is, how long does it continue? I suppose, does it ever stop? Body will get caught. Must have been a play he's gone for a few times because Ragin looked very, very ready for that one. Killmatic as well, a slight angle change from his ramp positioning, so going to be difficult to get past him, as it has been many times so far.
Very slow right now. I think for Heat, they're a bit shell-shocked, to be perfectly honest. I think they came into this one overconfident and very much underestimated what K23 were going to bring to the table and to the server. I think I've got to admit that I myself did exactly the same, especially with the changes, but damn, they're looking good. Now out towards A. Utah will come through. Defizer wants to take face.
First frag, X5 chiming in. A little slow here, though. Jocko, you know, the support is coming. Trying to buy time for that, but those headshot angles are ridiculous, and a 1-for-1 trade there is all good for the CT side. They're so strong. It's not like you gain any space into the site. And now just exercise 67 HP. Against 3, gets the spam in. Ooh. I was going to say, it's not totally out of the question, but X5 is here in good time. No. Loses his head. Uh-oh. Molotov, pretty solid to get Killmatic out, and he misses the shot. Exercise in all the chaos has pulled off a massive 1v3 to give Heat their first round.
And an ace as well. He had 0 kills coming in towards that round. And he pulled off 5. You can see the shake of excitement from him. He needed something miraculous to get back into this game. And damn, have they found it. What a round from Exercise. What a round that is. K23 looked like they were going to be chalked up to go 8-0 to kickstart Heat's map pick. Exercise, other ideas. We were waiting, begging for him to wake up. And, well, he's now eyes wide open. 7-1. 6-1 deficit needs to clamber back, but that's the perfect way to kickstart just a bit of momentum.
So, K23 now the ball back in their court, of course. They have a response. Or is he going to start stringing them together? Pfizer in the mixer here. Going to find himself a double. Oh, probably going to get traded out. He will indeed. Afro finds him 3 versus 3, but surely time has been bought there. Jack's big frag. Big flick from Killmatic. Right on the edge of his scope. This guy is really, really making his mark in this game. Down goes Jackson, now just body. On a max 10. Oh, and takes a pretty big tick from that Molotov. Gives his position away.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, it is a free 24 damage. They're going to join up together. He's looking for a better gun. Grab the bomb and go down. We'll see. Oh, he's made him in. That dink lands. If only it was an AK. Maybe he gets given a better chance at that clutch, but it wasn't. The A1S lets him down, and K23 are right back on it.
Yeah, they guarantee themselves, at the very least, going to be in the lead at the second half. But the way they're playing, double digits seems like not even a possibility, but a surefire. I mean, this has been lights out from them. One little hiccup off the back of an exercise 1v5, but aside from that, back to our regular preceded showings. 8-1 now for Heat. And it's back to square one for them, right? Just the pistols coming out. Armor to come through, bit of utility, but in the grand scheme, you shouldn't really expect much from them. If they can get a bomb down, that would be a cherry on top. That'd be a silver lining in what is a very dark situation for them.
Yeah, and look, man, just to kind of cast back. Oh, okay, hold on. Airstrike.
Oh, that for a drive-by.
That's nice. That's pretty good cheese to pull out in a round like this. I do like that. All right, looks like we... Oh, no, we are going to see action. Okay. My point's probably in the bin. All right, so here we go. Killmatic. Let's see what kind of point he can make. Just not missing. He's a double scope master as well, bro. Like, honestly, he's hit some pretty crazy shots on the Dune. Yeah, looking good here as more kills come through. So, I don't know. I'm liking it. I got a big smile on my face watching these guys play right now.
Same. I'm really impressed. It's kind of controlled aggression, right? It's controlled chaos from K23, but it's working wonders. I think potentially Jocko might be spotting to the right-hand side. His barrel, I think, I'm right in saying. X5 knows all too well about it. The second he ever extends, should be a left-right good night, and he will fall. Bomb dropped, 1 versus 4, and Afro. Can't expect too much from him because he's got just a Glock to work with. As he makes his way up towards Vent, he's going to be tapped away. 30 seconds on the clock, just die before time. That's all he can hope for, and it will be found. 9-1 with 4 remaining alive, only 1 casualty for K23. You mentioned, right, we've had a lot of experience of casting Counter-Strike at this level, and this is not kind of... It's getting to the point of too little, too late already for Heat. I mean, this is getting really concerning. You've got to remember, this is Heat's map pick, and the fact that things are crumbling in such a matter already really sets up this series in a completely different light, because you're going towards Overpass next, the pick of K23, a map in which for a long time they were feared in the Tier 2 scene because of how good they were on it. Granted, with a different roster, but even still, this org has been known for their Overpass. I get worried for Heat.
Exercise finds it this time. Defizer was there last round. So well read. And that has got to be the first time in a long time that Heat have found untraded, you know, no HP even sacrificed opening kill. So it is as clean as you get with a 5-on-4 and very quickly into a 5 versus 3. So here we go. Heat should not be losing this round by the laws of the game, the rules of engagement. K23 have now got to defy that narrative, and yeah, indeed, maybe they will. We'll see.
Yeah, tempo right and slow now for K23. First time we've kind of seen them be in this, as you mentioned, I guess, man disadvantaged situation in a sense. I'm right to say, it's probably actually one of the first times we've seen them be in a man disadvantage, because the only round they won for Heat was that 1 versus 3, but an ace for Exercise. Now, out towards A, full rotate coming through as well, and the first engagement will go the way of that man Exercise.
Yeah, they can just control it way better, right? It's like, okay, there's an extra 2 of us. You guys make noise on A. They'll try and push ramp. It's the obvious play. And that's exactly what happens, and Exercise can kind of give his life away. But the round is going to be over here, right? They're not going for it. They're being hunted. And Body really just needs to buy a bit of time here. He's fully secured it, right? Trapping this player in. Containment is the fancy word for this one. And
that's it.
Raging, he's sticking around for a fight. He could definitely go down the ramp and take his gun here. They've got plenty of cash. That's fair enough. Trying to take some away from the T side and, you know, get a few nice stats. Maybe a highlight clip right at the tail end here, but nothing really coming for either side. So Raging's just going to kind of give up on that futility. And Heat don't want to give him the guns, don't want to give him the fights, actually. They've decided against it. So second round will come in for them. Still a lot of work to do, but that was a good, fundamental, well-played round, right? Nothing too fancy, just working the openers.
Raging just got a little bit close for comfort there. He was dropped 23 points of HP, but I think for him, right, taking a couple of engagements, as you mentioned, because they've got money to work with, if he could have made it a little bit more expensive over towards Heat, there's a real silver lining there. But that was a much better round for me. That's the sort of Heat we expect as well. very good at finding an opening kill and then doubling down on the back of it, playing the numbers game. That's what we expect from this French side, who we're kind of yet to see come to fruition. Now, normally when I cast Nuke, I like to say for a T side, the golden number is 6. 6 rounds on T side is enough to at least set yourselves up for a conversation in the game. It's still a possibility for Heat. They need to be frauds from here on out, but it's still a possibility. So I want to say that it may not all be doom and gloom as of just yet, but good lineup for the nade. Body down to 64 already.
That was close. I think Raging's hitting his chest there with that one bullet that he put in. Oh, nice. Okay. He's got a good sense of the timing here. Body's going to be left on 12 HP. They're going to send a player down the vent as well to take this early fight. It is all a fake out from Body. So do bear that in mind. But K23 at the very least covering their bases. Looks to be a slow one from Heat here, Neo.
Yeah, I mean, that tempo brought right down because they know they were trying to play off position, but Body will find the fighter. That really opens things up because the fighter's been the initial kind of problem coming out single door. And Clax will just take his position.
Ooh,
oh no.
Burns on the molly. I was going to say he found a good gap here, but surely Jax is ready for him because of that sound cue. That is the bomb spotted, I guess, but he's still not committed to anything. They're also waiting for Jocko on this flank. Gets screwed on the timing. They'll probably look to take this bomb. Okay, they are still going to hit towards A, but I guess Raging just has no info. He's so caught off in the no man's land. Again, a really nicely played round from Heat. Read into the fact that, you know, last time, and as is the norm, especially when you're super far ahead, that you lose a round, you're going to go for an aggressive move on that CT side. And that's exactly what they did. And Heat, they just wait for that. And, you know, everybody chiming in, pretty much a team ace as much as they can without finding Killmatic here. So again, another really clean round from Heat. They seem to have refound what it was that they were missing.
About time as well, because we were kind of saying too little too late was starting to creep into our minds a little bit. I gotta say, I was getting worried, right? If it gets double digits in the first half, it feels done already for me. But now I think there's definitely opening the door for a conversation, I guess, at the very least. For now, though, that had to be a safe call. You look towards the money for K23, for kind of Clax, X5, even the Pfizer. Money isn't great for them, but they can be dropped across to Raijin and Killmatic. Now, we do have a tech pause, unfortunately. Just hopefully only a minor one. We had a small one earlier, so hopefully this one's more the same. Great start for K23, but the recent few rounds have been more favorable over towards Heat. I think they're starting to kind of wake up a little bit. It was a slow start. The gears weren't really in formation. They weren't really getting going. Now it's looking better. I don't think it's a done story just yet, even though it was looking like it when things started off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They've, you know, kind of woken up to that fact, right? If we know it here on the broadcast, it's sort of informing to you guys at home that it's like, right, this is the do or die kind of rounds now because it's getting kind of scary. The players are obviously going to know that, and they've acted upon that, you know, and they have indeed managed to pull it back at least a little bit. We still have that work to do, but this is now good Counter-Strike rather than, you know, losing 1v1s and trying to push through a smoke, being a bit cheeky. I think they spent maybe a bit too long, you know, sending the feelers out there in terms of can we get away with this, you know, usual cheesy kind of play style that they pull into some of these games, right? And running through a smoke or even walking through a smoke and just getting those catches. And K23 are very ready for that. I think it's one of the things with a team like Heat that you just have to have that voice, you know, before the game or whatever, be like, remember, these guys, they sometimes play against the rules, as it were, you know? So you do have to keep your gun up, don't get caught rotating nades. That's what they're waiting for. And it seems like that conversation has kind of gone in. Now, the big one here, and whether these, you know, timeouts, pauses, whatever, are going to, you know, help them get that sort of mental reset, is whether K23 can now get back into the game. That is always our wheat from the chaff kind of barometer when you're in this sort of level, you know, the tier 2 breaking into tier 3 or whatever. You kind of say, right, it's about the adaptation. It's about the what do you do when you start losing, you know, that really separates you out from the rest of the field, for sure. Yeah. Sounds like, unfortunately, though, folks, we are going to have to hit a quick little break here. Usually what happens, we go to break, and then the game will get started as soon as we go to break. So this is usually a good omen. But sorry about this, guys. Just got a little bit of a tech issue. So stick with us. We'll be back soon. Told you it'd be a short one. I did tell you it would be a short one, and we are indeed back into it. The HUD might need a round to catch up, folks, so bear with on that one. That's usually... There we go, baby. There we go. Good stuff. But yes, it never likes players leaving. Nonetheless, back into it pretty quickly indeed. A nice little aggressive move out from Raging, actually, to get a nade down. It doesn't do too much damage, but good presence outside, I think, from the CT player.
For now, a lot of space for Heat to work with. Killmatic got a nice angle towards Seeker. Now, we haven't seen the AWP do this. Killmatic usually being posted up over towards that ramp position, just picking off heads left, right, and center. For now, though, just going to park up. And as this molly starts to dissipate, he should be in for an early couple of engagements.
Scary, innit? Flash comes down. He's left blind. He can make it out of there, though. He's got that muscle memory. So they still have to deal with him. That flash less effective. They do have another couple to work with. They've got an AWP of their own as well, if they've clocked that this is an AWP. Jocko going to take the first face. Killmatic, he's not really sure of his angle. Here we go. AWP up on the boost is too fast. Was not ready for that. And that is exactly the kill that they needed to get in here. X5. Oh, they're all on top of each other. He nearly mows them all down there, you know. That looks so messy. Body, thank God, is there with the trade, but goes for the open plant. And Raging is down and ready. Exercise is very far away from the action. So Afro is kind of left in a little mini 1-on-3 here. They're pretty ready for him. Going to give him the space to get that bomb down. It all gets a bit weird now, doesn't it? His teammate is on the way, but plenty of retake utility here, actually, for that CT side. You've got a kit available on Radiance. Keep your eye on that. Maybe it gets dropped somewhere. Meanwhile, Afro back silo on this AWP, looking for the first pick. There it is. Gets it just before the flash bang. Down goes Exercise, though. He's got to find all three by himself. Misses the flick, and Clax is too wide to hide from. The Pfizer will pick up that defuse in time. It's going to be a little bit close, but I think he does just about have it looking at those bars. Nonetheless, there was a kit down, so I was a bit like, maybe we retrieve the kit and then go for the defuse. Oh, it was outside the map.
Yeah, it was through the railing. Not often you see that. Okay.
Yeah, that's maybe something that we need to get sorted.
I've actually never seen somehow managed to get outside the railing in that position. But in the grand scheme, K23 up to double digits already in the first half. We're heading into the penultimate round of the half. And they've got such a substantial lead of 7 rounds to work with that the confidence is going to be brimming for them. And that's a really good round. And it once again shows for Heat. One rookie mistake, so costly. That open floor, high risk, high reward. Then I got paid for it, but a double opener. Hector Cecil, find a double. Jocko one more as well.
Okie dokie then. Something a bit faster. I mean, to be fair, we've not seen them employ a fast rifle round at all, I don't think. We've seen it with the pistols, but not with the rifles. They've been playing very slow around that outside bait and switch. So deciding to mix it up, it works perfectly, and I think we've got the call to save immediately. So, yep, will be a 4th. And you said you want that 6 on the T side. That's now gone, right? That is your comfortable mark, but the 10-5 is kind of your absolute, no matter what side you're on, you really need to be getting at least 5, otherwise it kind of screws you. And even then, just 5, you're going to need the pistols. So Heat still could be an 11-4, and then you've got all these caveats to really set you up. So they're in for a scary time if they cannot find this final round of the first half.
Oh, bomb will go off momentarily. It's just a case of can they drop the AWP? I don't think... Actually, I don't think the Hunt will find too much success. But there's a little bit of time to work with. Killmatic should have pulled the trigger, tried to slip away. Afro, other ideas, wallbang headshot. 94, no AWP saved. That means going into the final round of the half. For K23, the buy they've got to work with, pretty rough. I mean, no AWP for Killmatic to work with, so you're not for a scout. Look at the buys to support it. A Deagle for Clax, an MP9 for the Pfizer. Ryzen just got a 5-7. An X5 looking healthy, but, you know, alone in the sense of that he's the only one with an M4. It's a grim buy. It should be a fit for Heat.
This is pretty scary. They're going to go for a fast one again, which into a buy like this could work for them. Big nade damage and a frag from the scout. Down goes that A1S, though, that really could have done some damage in on the site itself. Capitalize on those crazy kills, but not be the case. What's the move? They're going in. They're going through that Molotov, trying to catch them while they're planting the bomb here. The Pfizer and Killmatic will frag out. Now just Afro. Good God, how have we gotten down to this? The M4 A1S retrieved, and the spam will finish him off. That is a hell of a round to be dropping. Heat try and, you know, pull them with the double whammy, the double A rush, but it doesn't work out for them. 11-4 at the turn of the half, folks. We'll see whether it's enough for K23 to close out on their T side after the break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What a half for K23, 11-4, but they now go on to the less than favourable T side of Nuke. It's Heat's map pick, but they aren't looking too comfortable on it right now. 4 rounds, all they managed to muster up, and a brutal loss in that 15th and final to a half by. They need to kickstart for a pistol here, Harvey.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, you know, it's like we're looking into this CT side psychological advantage now, aren't we? Let's see how much weight it really has. Nonetheless, it's going to be a ramp rush out from K23. Jocko hidden away, waiting for his teammate. Afra will go down quickly, but Jocko at least trades him. Then he finds the outside player. Xerxes going to go down below. And, well, they're just keeping it going towards hell. Jax. Sir?
Oh.
Where's he gone? He's gone for a second. He's had a bit of a stutter. He's somehow still alive. Oh, God. What is going on here now? 1 versus 3, and you know the comms you gotta feel are just all over the place. That's probably why that first player goes down. Defizer, plenty of room here as he recovers the bomb. We'll see what he's got.
A little bit of a cork over shot there, gotta say, on towards ramp. Reactionary, worked. 1 versus 2. We saw Heat crumble a little bit in the pistol round earlier, especially when they were in a 5 versus 3 and a post-part set up. They ended up losing it. We know that set the precedent for K23's kind of early part of success. If they can do the same again here, K23, steal away a pistol when they arguably don't deserve to, that could really just put the final few nails in the coffin for Heat here. Low HP on towards Jax makes this very uncomfortable too.
It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. Body is just letting him make all this noise. And he should be able to find him here, actually. Yeah, really well played from Body to not jump the gun too early.
Yeah.
It seems like Jax has been our player with those tech issues, folks. So, you know, say a few prayers for him. Not quite sure. Oh, here we go. I've done that. Whoopsie. We've got another tech pause coming in. It does seem, I don't know, mate. It looks like a few PC issues because that one looked like a freeze to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has dipped. So, whoa.
Hopefully. So sometimes we get kind of the minor ones where it's like, a stutter in FPS and you just want to, get a little restart to fix it. Hopefully it's only something small, but Legends, once again, we're going to throw this one, just do a quick break, and we'll be back after. See you in a sec.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you very much for bearing with us on this one. Obviously, a few issues over on the Heat side. Not 100% sure, but, you know. Oh! Nice run boost to start us off, you know. That's one way to get us back into the action.
Oh, not about start either. Body gonna find one. Spotting the leg of another dropping down. The scout at range, causing issues in Afro. Lovely 3-piece for him. Bomb, though, will go down.
Yeah.
So I guess in these sort of rounds, these sort of scenarios, that's all you're looking for. There it is. They found it.
Yeah, they did the old, you know, sacrifice everybody for the bomb plant. That's kind of fair. I think if we would go back and watch that round, I think that's exactly what they were doing. They had the guy set up at T-Red and just get all the eyeballs on these players that are just, like, flying in off the roof. And then the bomb, like, snuck down while they're all fighting. Kind of smart, kind of smart. Obviously not going to win the round out, though, as things go pretty much as expected. I'd say the bomb plan was a little bit rogue, to be fair. So, well played from K23. It really does bolster the buy here moving in. Seems like we're on another pause. I'm not saying anything. I think.
Oh, no. Please.
I think he's still here. All 5 CTs are still here.
That's good. That's the positive
That's
sign.
usually a good sign.
Let's not jinx it, because we're just praying that nothing out of the ordinary happens here. But what we can say, better from Heat. There's positives to be taken in terms of that K23. Bomb plant does give them a lot of money to work with. If they really want, the Pfizer can pick up an AWP and drop over towards Killmatic, and then he can swap out the AK, of course, over towards the Pfizer. Might be a little bit risky at this sort of stage, just because of how their economy is. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like tech issues will plague us today as we are back to our faces. So, you know, lucky for some, unfortunate for others. But hello, good to see you once again. Back to the cams, do another tech pause. We don't actually really know what's happening here. I'm assuming it's probably just someone unfortunate, some sort of PC issue, which is kind of trying to be solved. It's ping issues. There we go, right? So it's kind of more kind of a ping server side. Hopefully, it's something we can get fixed in due time, and we can get this one back on the road. But so far, so good. I think for K23, their breadth of such a good start until that first half has given them a lot of comfortability to work with. It's given them a lot of kind of breathing room. However, they cannot let this slip here. They can't keep allowing, you know, just this French side, the Heat of Heat, just to keep chipping away, right? Just to keep, you know, closing down the deficit, because there become a point in time where they're hot on their tails and it completely changes the tale.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you know, we'll see here whether that kind of pans out. I think these tech issues are going to start to change the direction of things a little bit. But once again, folks, we're going to have to hit a break here. So we'll see what happens. It might just be a world in which, you know, when we come back from this one, if we get another tech issue, we'll just have to sit through it. And we can have a bit of a podcast mode if you want.
Oh,
but
we love it. We love
it. For now, we'll hit one more break. And this is the one, guys. This is the time it gets fixed.
I promise.
Trust me. Yeah, we'll see you in a few.
love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And for hopefully the final time, tech issues done and dusted. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 11-6 in favor of K23, and we're back underway. We're hoping now there's no more problems. We can see this map off and this series off at the very least. Full buy coming out for K23. Quintuple AKs.
Bro, trying to find this first one, isn't he? At least a tag. Nothing going to come for him, and he's got to be careful. Closer than expected here, X5. Afro does find a head before falling. So that's certainly something to consider. A1S of Jocko should have a good chance, but X5 wins it out. Of course he bloody does. And now we should be all good on this one. Body and Jax, the only two that remain. So I would imagine Body perhaps going to look to find himself that M4 that was dropped. And the round should be over. Although K23 are a bit unsure, it looks like.
For now, I think for K23, the 2 versus 4, they just have to play the numbers game here. I mean, we've seen a couple of times he fall flat to exactly that. 2 isolated, allow 1v1s to work in their favor. If Jax can keep them 4 and ticking across until the next round, that'll be a real positive. It seems pretty improbable, though. Rotating back over towards the A side, Jax in a crucial spot here. 1 in towards heaven, 2 towards outside. going to be tested momentarily. The question is, how's he fare up?
Well, we'll see. It's that switch in between the angles, the unsurety of where to look. Finds the first, not ready for the second. From down there, doesn't matter. X5 gets him. The round indeed secured. It took a little longer, but, you know, they don't have all that information that we have. Not wanting to take any chances, and I think wanting to really solidify the economy, to be all truthful with you. But we'll see here, of course, Body will grab this AK, get it into the next round. So 12 for K23. They're back on quite fast. Yeah, it's a bit of a scary prospect, unfortunately, for the CT side.
I gotta say, it already starts to seem like those kind of final nails are being banged into the coffin. Nuke really hasn't gone the way they would have hoped it to, and this makes things very, very different in terms of how we expect this series to pan out. Right, Overpass, the map pick of K23, completely different mentality that not only us but K23 going towards that pick, a 2-0 potentially on the cards for them. The way things are panning out right now. Now, of course, it's not a done story. It's a 6-round deficit, but 4 rounds all that K23 needs to see out their opponent's map pick on the T side of Nuke. But that was just a bonus. Now we see HEET come in for a full buy of their own around that one saved AK in the hands of Jocos. The M4A1Ss, no warps on either side. Pretty healthy amount of utility for K23 to work with. Same can be said for HEET. This is the true test. Who takes this, takes the early part and the middle part of momentum in towards the second half.
Yep. And again, K23 bringing it on their opponent's map pick. And if they can build up some T confidence as well, that's where they start on the next map. So
yeah,
I'd be kind of curious here. Outside execute coming in from far back. Actually, the wider L smokes. A little bit of spammage here from Afro, but not an awful lot of anything. K23 definitely, even with just their initial moves, are a lot slower than HEET. You know, they were pulling a few individuals into solo plays on that HEET side of things. They are going to get the vast majority of the boyos in towards Garage. Afro has somewhat of an idea. He's trying to just stay alive and slink around here.
And in fact, he could line himself up for a couple here, especially with Jocko causing problems. Doesn't matter. Body got his back. Left down to 2. In a matter of seconds, he's in a round which is so crucial for them finding success. They're looking like they're going to find it flawlessly. His Clack's all alone, 1 versus 5, and he's been spotted out. It's done. Even saving an AK here is going to be so tough.
Wow. Yeah. HEET just really catching them in their own game. I think read into that one pretty well. And everybody was in position to make sure they're trading off each other. Clax will get a nice freebie. Any kills pretty good from this point. You can see where the CT money is, or rather, you know, isn't. There's not a lot of it. So any extra kills he's able to accrue would be pretty massive. I think he perhaps wants to survive here as well. Take this AK into the next. Doesn't want to go down after time, though. That would certainly make life difficult. But it looks like it should be all good. All the same, he's going to find number 7.
Yeah. There's priorities both sides, isn't there? I mean, you look towards HEET, finding 7, and pretty, you know, uncontested as well is what matters most. The fact that it's not made expensive in the grand scheme is the thing they're looking towards. But for K23, just keeping the AK across means that their buy is somewhat uniform heading into round number 20. But this is a little bit of a do-or-die situation for them in terms of their economy at this stage, right? 4 here, without a bomb plot especially, and they will struggle in terms of long-term stability, where with K23 open the door massively for the French side to be hot on their tails. Now going aggro. Jocko looking for something. Jack's the same, just avoiding the flames.
Could be big. Could be big, because I think they're coming in fast after this. I'm not going to expect him up here at all. But he's just not on. There's maybe a good reason for that. Raging, though, will take him down nonetheless. Doesn't really care about his situation. Jocko's going to be the first for the French side to chime in. With Body on 3 HP, you feel like not a chance, right? Jocko gets another. It's annoying for Afro. They've smoked him off. He'll try and awkwardly make his way out here in between the smoke. Somehow not spotted from down below. He does come away with 2 kills. That's ridiculous. Down to just Clax. There's not a lot of time for this, to be fair. He's gone for a quick reposition so he can play around the bomb. Afro down below. Lands a dink, leaves him low, and Body up high will take him. There's just about enough time with that kit to get the defuse in, and that's a hell of a round from Afro, you've got to say.
It is. It's a great round. It really has changed the tone here in towards map number 1. We've had tech issues left, right, and center. We've had stoppages all the way through, and now HEET are starting to thrive off the back of it. This is significantly better from HEET compared to what we saw in that first half. And this is what we'd expect from this side on their map pick, setting the tone, dictating the pace, dictating the tempo, and they are really, really great. And on an individual level as well, we're starting to see a couple of names shine above the rest. And in that sense, Body coming through, 4-round deficit, full buyout of K23 off the back of the bomb plant. Their economy in the long term, though, still isn't comfortable.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. First frag for the French side here. They've got 2 players down, though, on the K23 end. XC's chiming in. So now the 3 down below are not as powerful as they once were. Yeah, pretty quick on the movement early on. Trying to create some chaos, maybe. But HEET, they are cool for it. As we've said, they're a team that kind of thrives in that.
That's it. They love a bit of chaos. It's working for them at times. This time, not so much for K23. Down to kind of 3 men staying alive. Ryder's taking a significant amount of damage, which means he's really open to an M4A1S1 tap. Getting a bomb down would be nice, but Body's position, so difficult to clear and to even consider as well.
Just all very quiet. 50 seconds. I think they're hoping someone walks into them. They've got plenty of time to play with, so you can get on board with it. But no one's going to move. Smoking off for single door pretty late as well. 30 seconds and a reposition from Body. It's a great spot to be in at the end of the round.
It is.
Really, really smart move from him, actually. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I think they've maybe left it a bit too late. They're very ready for this. 20 seconds. Another smoke. I mean, they're so screwed here, surely. Body, only good for the 1, so they should get that bomb plant in, but the round itself, I mean, it would be an incredible thing if they can pull it off. These first couple kills look pretty crisp, though, dude. We'll see. Another coming in for Raging. There's no way. Exercise is low. Afro. Oh, no. Going to get caught on the reload. Oh, and Defizer is now left in between a rock and a hard place. He thought his teammate, you know, surely had his back. Flash comes round. Defizer, they know where he's at, and it's just a time-buying exercise from Exercise. And there you have it. HEET pulling off a 9th. That was a hell of an attempt from K23, though.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think they get very unlucky. Just timing on the reload becomes so costly. You know, in towards that single door position, staying alive there, if he's able to even just take an engagement, even if it's only damage, it's not as much of a shock, right? That was the biggest thing for K23. It was that you mentioned kind of a Defizer. For the youngster, limited experience, limited kind of, well, you know, any sort of playing time at this level for him in a 1 versus 2 like that, it's so difficult to isolate those fights. And credit to HEET, they use their experience on their side, and it's invaluable. 9-12, they're 3 rounds behind. K23 from an 11-4 half are right on the precipice of maybe crumbling to this game being on the verge of being tied up.
Body.
Oh no.
Lovely. Nice and aggressive. Fast out on towards A. Not really going to work for them here. Jack's in a really good spot at Heaven. Yeah, just crossfired in. And K23 with a very desperate round there, you got to say. The loss bonus is stacked up here, but that was fast. And HEET, yeah, this is looking really, really good for them, actually.
Gotta say, from the way things were set up in that first half, I kind of thought this map was already done, to be perfectly honest. Because for HEET, they really didn't seem to be alive and kicking in towards Nuke. This is a complete different showing. And I think on the other side as well, for K23, their T side really has been a tough watch at times, probably the best way to put it. They've been struggling to find success. They get the odd bomb plant here and there, but there's no real stability in this side at the very least. They're struggling. I think it'd be safe to say them tying this game up should be more or less a confirmed state. Nate will come through into a back red. Should do a heap of damage, but actually no, only a little bit of tag on towards Raijin. Doesn't quite have the depth.
What? Clax with just a hand round the corner. Teasing in. Oh, okay. Body trying to get that one-way down, but it didn't work for him in the end. He didn't really have enough time to pull it off. B looks very vulnerable now. Nice molly, but the timing is a little late. However, they've heard him. They've caught him. Oh, not like this. Come on. Surely this is not the round. Jocko in this death-defying spot that I've talked about a few times. But 5-on-3 so quickly, they don't have to commit. You know? They've got so much time and so much power and so much control. This is beautiful.
First time as well that we've really seen K23 be kind of dominant on their T side. When they found success prior, that one time they found success on the T side so far, it was I don't want to call it a fluke, but it was chaos. It wasn't really as kind of indicative of the kind of strength of K23 as this round has been. Now for the 3 remaining for HEET, how do they turn this back in their favor? Despite it being quite a jumbled buy over towards the T side, they're looking pretty strong. It's going to be a tough one for Jocko to clear. He's gambling off the back that they're going to go towards radio and clacks other ideas. Extra cease to 4, leaves it in the 2 versus 5.
Wow. Okay. This is kind of ridiculous. They're getting away with this one. Only 15 seconds. Maybe gets a bit weird if Jocko drops the bomb, which he does. 10 seconds left. Should be able to recover and plant. Hello? Oh my goodness. They find the kills in the end, but that was very weird for a second. I was a little bit worried. I think Jocko did not expect them to take those fights, but he may well have won the round if he just ran away. Jesus, that was all a bit chaotic at the end. Nonetheless, it's K23 on a half buy.
Yeah, K23 half bite, fine success, but damn was that close once again in a round which really should have been as close as it was. K23, they just squeak by. Now for HEET, full bite going out for them. Their economy, though, not looking great. Lose this. K23 not only find 14, but they break the CT economy, which more or less should net them a 15. This is a bit of a do-or-die round for them. Arguably, the most important we've seen from the Frenchman. This is a necessity. Now, outside right to look at the early engagement. Find one. It's only 1 for 1. Numbers favour K23. The trades have been looking good. Other ideas for Body, though. And it's left the Orphan alone. Killmatic. 1 versus 2. Then AWP and Jocko's got other ideas from the depths. HEET have turned that round, and they're now within 2.
Bloody hell, man. What is going on? Oh, my gosh. Mental rounds. Absolutely mental rounds. You know, I don't really know what to add to them, but K23, that half bite gives them such a buffer, right? They can maybe afford a round like that. They just need to get serious from here. They're very close. They're very, very close, right? This T side has been difficult, for sure. I think that's what we expected a little bit. Nonetheless, the buy looks good. That's the important thing here. Bro, getting aggressive. First time in a long time that I think we've seen him go for a cheeky play like that. He comes away with an easy kill.
It's a corker of a shot. It's a really nice shot from him. Controlled aggression, but it works. Opener goes their way for HEET now with the numbers in their favor. This is where we've seen their best work on CT side, when they can just play the body system, play off the trades, play off the crossfires, and give no space to K23. And you can even see as well, a pause is being called by K23 in terms of they don't know how to find success. What is the clear path for them on towards the site? They have really got no idea. They're just parking up and hoping HEET overextend, hoping HEET make a mistake, but that's just not in their caliber. With the players with this experience, there's no way they're going to be able to or give away such a ruse in that sort of sense.
Still a lot of utility here. Going to fake an outside execute with, you know, 1 player throwing the smokes. So perhaps a call comes in that there's 2 outside, and you think about a play towards there, but that's not going to be the case. It is a vent dive, perhaps? I think so. 30 seconds. Out through Squeaky they will go. There's pressure down below. It looks like they're just acting on that A bomb site, though, and trying to make that work for them. Raging, first one to chime in. They've got to get rid of this Heaven player, though, and they will indeed find him. Body with a trade out. Can't stop the bomb from crossing. Here's Exorcise going up fast. Flash comes in. No one on that plant yet. Oh, and the timing for it is dreadful. Bomb hits the deck. Now just Killmatic. And Afro just needs to live. He will. 12th round comes in for HEET. Another chaotic one. Killmatic survives the round. Avoids that up. Make sure he brings this AK into the next round. But all the same, HEET are not going down lightly.
Yeah, damn. That was close. And luckily, ladies and gentlemen, I held my breath a second there. It is just a tack pause. I gotta say.
Crisis averted.
I clenched a little bit. We're all good. Don't worry. We're still kicking. Everyone seems to be okay. 12-13. Speaking of someone who's not okay, K23, they have crumbled from 11-4. Look where we stand. HEET hot on their tails. 13-12. And this, again, has completely changed the narrative that we're building here. It was looking like map number 1 was going to be surefire in favor of K23. They're going to go in towards Overpass with this kind of rejuvenated confidence with this new roster, this new blood and lifeline brought in towards this this squad, unfortunately, the experience for them of Heat seems to have toppled them when it comes towards the CT side, because they are really looking uncomfortable now. 1 round ahead. They still hold the lead, but by the finest of margins. And the buy as well for them isn't exactly pretty. Just Galil's for the most part.
Looks like they're going to act on the outside execute this time around. Afro looking for his timing shot, of course. Ooh, a little close, but not quite. Clax surely doesn't expect this. And Jocko is an MP5 merchant. I don't know why. It is dreadful. Especially when the MP9 exists for a cheaper
Terrible
price. Body is down here on the double door, though. Looking to play a bit more seriously with his A1S. Smart choice from him, of course. Nice utility coming in from K23, but still can't get the kills. It's Jax, who's in behind, down the vent, I believe, has managed to find a double, and now just raging into Pfizer. Hoping to at least get this trade. They will. The round, surely 2v5 on Galil's. Now an AK upgraded, but their HP is just not there. They've got the hope in their hearts, but that's about it at this point, to be honest with you. So Raging looks like he might get flanked out here in just a second. There it is. And now just Pfizer against 4.
Unfortunately for him, I'm going to have to doubt him. I think it's probably the way I'm going to go with this one. I think that's a safe call for me. I can't see a world in which 17-year-old is going to be able to find a 1 versus 4 with 37 points of HP. But I do got to give him credit. 21 of 15 in what is one of his first, or one of the few official. I think he's played one. He's played one official with the side before now. Credit to him. Can make it a second. Surely not. Surely not am I going to eat my words here. I've already ate my words once in the last 24 hours saying that Greyhound weren't going to take down Cloud9. And I had to buy a jersey off the back of it. I'm not going to make the same mistake. 1 second left. It's fine. See it off. 13 apiece. So look at where we stand now. What a crumble. What a capitulation from K23 from 11-4 at the half. Now we stand at 13 apiece. And K23, they are seriously feeling the pressure. Hence why they've called for yet another attack pause. They are, I think, safe to say, quaking in their boots. Because Heat are looking on a real road to recovery and moments away from the finish line, it seems.
Yeah, super close. Super close to this one. Panic definitely setting in. Ooh, but we'll see these half-buy rounds, you know. Okay, they've actually gone full investment. Never mind. I saw a few pistols come out. I thought we were perhaps, you know, holding on to the cash for this one, but not going to be the case. They are on a weird spend, you have to admit. So they're going to need to get the bomb down on this one, right? Loss bonus and all that beautiful stuff has stacked up a bit for them, but not going to be enough on its own to put together a buy for some of these players. So let us see what the game plan is. A timeout taken for this round. A lot of early nadage. Down goes X5. The Canadian, they call it in phase. And, well, he's going to get himself taken down by Afro. Might work against Electronic in the major final, but it's not going to work here. Raging, though, on that Tech 9, finds a kill. Bit of a bait and switch. Clax is so frustrated he doesn't find one of those. What is going on? Frags all over the shop right now. And when the dust settles, we're 3 versus 3 with a HP advantage for that K23 side, but not a gun advantage. So it's really hard to tell who's out on top here.
So far, this round's a little bit of a mess. Oh, Body taking the regression. Bit of attack going to come through. 3 versus 3. Actually wants to double down off the back of it. There's 2 players stacked here. And XSC's going to find Raijin. That changes things massively. 2 versus 3. It's only doubled eagle as well for K23 to work with. 50 seconds on the clock. Bomb in hand, but no pathway to a free bomb plant. And they're going to go aggro. Body on 5-1. Takes a tag, and surely the eagle not long lived for this world. 14-13 for the first time in the entirety of this game. Heat take a lead at 14-13. And for K23, this crumble keeps getting worse and worse.
I know. It seemed too good to be true, didn't it? Or maybe it was. Maybe it was. Let's see, shall we? Let us see, as they've got themselves another, you know, strung together by Fast A, the Orbiteer, through a Molotov. Oh, not going to work, is it? Not going to work. Oh, and a hell of a call to be making. You know, we've talked about these newer players, right? And the big thing is, individually, it looks like they can match up.
Yeah.
On that CT side, the brick wall effect, it all looks very good. But the T side, they are yet to work it out as a team. It doesn't really, you know, the T side is a true test of your coordination, your strategy, you know, your even unspoken kind of coordination that you have as a team, which I think they have perhaps not built up yet, or the way that things, you know, communicate between players can often be very different. On the T side, it's all very quick.
That's it.
Can't really last on your own that well. And unfortunately, I don't think it's quite here for them. So, yeah, difficult. Only 2 rounds. You got to bear in mind, guys. Only 2 rounds picked up on the T side so far.
That's rough. It really is a rough showing for K23. As you mentioned, you know, earlier, 11-4. We came into the second half, and I think 9 times out of 10, you'd be kind of safe to say that surely this one's going to be seen off. And look where we stand now. Killmatic keeping the AK alive is a real priority, because this is, it's a grim showing. It's a seriously grim showing. I mean, this has been a real crumble. I guess it's really the best one to explain it. It's really not been the most fantastic of sayings. And Killmatic won't even be able to find himself a consolation. It's a flawless 15 for HEET. Nuke seamlessly seems like it's theirs. What a CT from them.
All right, well, here we go. K23, what have you got for us, man? It's been, I don't know, pretty shallow playbook so far, to be honest with you guys, and I don't think that they've got too much left in the tank. I guess we can mention it now in their favor. It is HEET's map pick, right? We've been talking about it all map long, that this would be quite a surprise, but they have managed to pull things back via their CT side. Still not quite over the line just yet, though. And that is the beauty of Counter-Strike. It ain't over till it's over. That is the truth, gamers. So let's see. Jax finds the first. It's been a bit of a rough game for him. All those technical issues plaguing him. He does manage to open up, and he's had a good couple of rounds. Raging takes out Jocko. So we're back into a 4-on-4. Quick drops. Down below. What's going on here? Raging perhaps being flanked out and finished off by Body. So they're not downstairs because of that, but they do have the man advantage for just a split second. Oh, this is so weird. So hard to call. They're really out of sorts on this one, to be honest with you. 2 players down towards single door. Not even got, you know, control of the back halls here. It's going to be a real rough one. Nice little spam coming in. Killmatic left low. Can't really return on that. 1-for-1 trade down below. Big frag from Klax, though. And that might just do it for this round. Body does not fancy his chances by the looks of things, and I think he's going to try and grab the AWP if he can. At the very least, he's not getting the round. That's for sure.
That's it. Full 30 for us. I'm going to get expensive on the way out. I actually like this call, to be fair to him, and he should be able to survive. He will, quite comfortably. Get yourself a consolation. I mean, Klax will stay alive, but at the very least, it makes it expensive. I mean, look at kind of the buy that's going to be coming around for them. For K23, X5 picking up an AK full armor, not a possibility. And for the others as well, it's only just. They're going to be very limited when it comes towards utility. And that completely changes the conversation. Now, I wanted to bring in some stats just to kind of talk about how well that first half went for K23 and how bad of a crumble this has been. So, at an 11-4 half for K23, 78% of the time in every map ever played on Nuke, on HLTV, ever this is, 78% of the time, they win the round. Oh, they win out the game, even the map. So this has been a really rough showing from them, that they are part of that, you know, pretty extensive minority that are unable to close out Nuke from 11-4 starts. But still is a possibility. 15-14, overtime looms, and it is needed for K23 for HEET. Can they see it off on regulation on the full 30?
AWP out fast, above credit card, trying to find that early pick. Doesn't happen. Body. Looking to get aggressive. I'm not sure if he's spotted on the jump. It doesn't look like it, and he will take out Raijin. Big frag. Big frag indeed. Jocko. The crack angle here on that ramp door. Still a chance he gets taken down, though, if he's not careful, to be honest. Depends on how wide the player goes around the corner, really, is where the conversation's at on this one. 3 players. Yep, there it is. They will swing out, but he's going to get that smoke down. They're looking to go through it. This could be disastrous. They're not quite on the same page. Defizer gives his life away in an already disadvantaged round. Klax catches Jax. 4 versus 3 still,
Oh, no.
and now just 2. Big man Afro has cut off the escape. Jocko's coming in for a big flank, drops the bomb. Clax, he's the only one to have fragged in this round, and he'll continue to do so, but he's got a lot to get through here, and it's not going to happen. Big GG's, absolutely mental stuff there. 16-14, but Heat, they will pull off the comeback, and they will get their own map pick. We have got another map, and maybe another one after that. It's going to be Overpass after the break. See you soon.